Good morning. This is Faith at Faith and Books. How are you doing? I am on my way to the grocery store. I'm up earlier than I usually am on weekdays. I just had a bad night's sleep. So I'm just trying to get as much done before I collapse again. And I'm going to do a video on Hornblower again. Yes, because we decided that those participating in the read-along at the end of the month, anybody who had a channel was going to put up a video, a review. So that's what I'm doing now. I sort of reviewed it, I think after the first week of January, and I've been talking about it a lot. So I hope I'm not repeating myself too often. But I think from here on in, I'm going to read the book probably the first week of the month, make a review video right away so it's fresh in my memory, and then I'll schedule it so it comes up at the end of the month. And that way, if I wanted to edit it or add anything, I could do that, but it would still be fresh in my memory. It's a little bit, I've been involved in other readings, so I've sort of forgotten a little bit. Oh, that's my engine kicking on. It's cold out though. I gotta keep it on for a few minutes anyway. So this is Mr. Midshipman Hornblower by C.S. Forster. Where's his name? And in it we meet Hornblower at the beginning of his career. He's 17 years old. We find out that he's the son of a country doctor. His mother has died a long time before. And he's, when we first meet him, he's just this gawky, gangly kid. And he gets terribly seasick. And his first experience, okay, I'm going to turn off the engine. His first experience on the ship, the Justinian, is miserable. He's bullied, he's seasick, he's uncertain, he's shy. I mean, everything's miserable. He's a quick student, though, and the captain has them studying math because they need math and geometry, and he's quite smart in those subjects. And we start to see that he's got a certain amount of spunk, and he's very intelligent. But he's very, very miserable at first, and it kind of comes to a head after he's proven what a good whist player he is, because he used to play whist with his father and other people in the neighborhood, and he's quite good at that. I'm holding this on the steering wheel because I forgot my little stand, so forgive me if I shake. But anyway, so we meet him there, and that's every chapter is like a short story in this particular book. Not all the books are like that. And so they're just exciting. There's some sort of, there's this tension, and then there's some sort of exciting climax, and we learn about Hornblower. We learn that when his blood is up, when in the heat of the moment, when there's a crisis, he's quick thinking and he has a lot of courage. He can really screw up his courage, even though in calmer times he's full of self-doubt. But he's very quick thinking, and so we just see him rise to the occasion over and over again. And the plots are based on C.S. Forster's research in the Naval Gazetteer or Naval Gazette, the Navy Gazette, which was something that apparently they're reading from that in Persuasion. Remember the scene where Louisa and her sister, can't remember her name, are reading about Captain Wentworth's ship? Well, they're reading from that book, and C.S. Forster had a collection of those, and so he read through them. So the plots in here, in each short story or each chapter, are just wonderful. And what I really appreciate about C.S. Forster is he can convey a complex plot that might rely on things you, the reader, don't know. I don't know. I don't know a lot of the way ships are built and what would be necessary to get something done, or what would cause a crisis where you'd have to fix it real quick. Or a lot of it is kind of military stuff, or even geographical stuff that you might not know unless you were really informed about the particular subject, but he writes with such clarity, you get it. And so I really appreciate that about him. I think the second chapter in this book, the one about his cargo of rice, is like a model short story. Like, it should be taught as a model of how to write a great short story. It's just amazing. You just can't turn the page quick enough. So, and all of them are like that. They're all very exciting. And we see Hornblower go maturing. The book probably takes course over 4 or 5 years. And I'm going to have some spoilers. He goes through a lot, and a lot of it has to do with capturing ships and then being put in charge of them to get them back to England, or to get them someplace where they can use the ship for the British Navy. And that happens a couple times in here. And it's so full of, it's so fraught with danger, what he's going through. And he's this young kid. He's got to make all these decisions. So it's quite an enjoyable book. I really liked it. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm shaking it. Now I want to show you, because I got this book, and I'm so grateful to Mark Richardson for showing it on his channel, because I'm enjoying it a lot. It's helping me understand what's going on more. It's the Hornblower Companion. Got this pencil stuck in here because I want to show you the first map. I wanted to show them all to you, but maybe I'll splice it in now that I've learned how to do that. But anyway, it's so awkward because I'm holding this instead of having it on the stand. But this is a map, and it shows events that happened in chapters 2, 3, and 5. It's the Bay of Biscay. Can you see that? This book is just so helpful. It shows the different points where the ship has been, where different actions took place. Let me see if I can just flip it like this. This is the Gironde. This was the scene of another episode. This was chapter 4, what happens in the chapter 4. And then, this was a really good chapter. So this was a real historical event. Hornblower is helping the royalist French go back and fight Napoleon. And it was a disaster. Spoilers. But you really needed to understand the geography of the land. So this map was really helpful, I thought. And let me show you one more, and then I'm gonna... this was so at the end, there's a really harrowing thing that happens. And it's because he's... at one point... So this is the very end. They're at the... going through the Straits of Gibraltar. And apparently if you're going in a westward direction, the winds can often be against you, and you just are at a standstill. And so they're very vulnerable to the Spanish, and because they're right there by Spain. And so and it's a really interesting encounter with the what do they call them? The galleon ships? Is that what they call them? What do they call them? Spanish galleys. So the Spanish Navy still had, like the ancient Romans had rowers in their ships. The Spanish still had that, and they would use prisoners. And so it was the encounter with that. And it's quite a crazy story. But poor Hornblower winds up getting captured. And so the last part of the book is really, he's in prison for a couple of years. But then he does the most honorable thing. Is really, really heartwarming. So you really admire him. So at the end of the book, you just love Hornblower. So it's I highly recommend it, and please join us in our read along. And I'm going to be doing these videos at the end of each month, and I'm going to put hashtag Hornblower 2023. And there's several other people who are putting up videos. Feel free to come and comment. And it's not too late to join. Read the first 2 books in February, and you can still be on track with us. Okay, that's all from me for right now, I'm going to go shopping, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.